What's up, YouTube? How's it going? This is Bandit Dave here, and it's actually sunny out, believe it or not. Look, it's an absolutely gorgeous day out. Unfortunately, Atco's closed today. Sorry for jamming you with the sun there. But, yeah, foot of snow later, and it's finally starting to clear up a little bit. Just checking it out, take you over a quick look at the SS. But, yeah, it's... not too bad out here today. We're going to be doing a little bit of work on the... she made it. Made it through a little dirty, unfortunately. Oh, my goodness. That sucks. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, yeah. Unfortunately, that's what happens. Oh, man. In the snow, unfortunately, that's what we deal with. But I'm actually coming out here to get the car started up. Get the, I'm sorry, the Cutlass project started up again. Unfortunately, we got a little bit of ice here, so, but I do have the, and I don't know how well you can see this, but it's the, sorry if I'm making a lot of noise here, the Hooker G-body exhaust system. If you saw my previous video, this is all the parts that come with the system. I'm actually going to hang some of this in there. I don't have some of the fittings that I needed for the brake install, but I'm hoping tomorrow. They haven't canceled it yet, but for the last 2 days, Atco has canceled their program again. And yeah, I can't blame them because there's a lot of snow to deal with, especially in a track situation. But it is a gorgeous day out here today. So what I'm gonna end up doing is getting the exhaust done. I actually got a few things taken care of in here this morning. Got rid of some of the metal, but whoa. Wowie, it's cold in here today. It's cold, but you can see my plow still in here. But I'm going to get things fired up in here, get the race on. Race is going to be starting in a little bit. I'll be going to dinner later on with my family. But Fox Sports 1 has a bunch of good stuff. So get this going. I'm going to get my heater going, cooking for a little while. But yeah, we'll have plenty of content for you later today, guys. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, how you doing? Slight change of plans. Originally, I was going to put the exhaust in first. After getting under there and surveying a little bit, figured it'd actually be better to get the shifter in, just because the cable runs through there, and it's going to be a huge pain in the rear to move everything around once that sewer pipe of the exhaust is up. Plus, I got to drill a hole in there to get my wideband O2 sensor in there, and that's actually part of this. So excuse me. I've shown in an earlier video the gauges I have from Speed Hut, but I got an AEM wideband air fuel gauge for it, and that's got to go in one of the exhaust pipes. So what I'm going to end up doing is drilling the hole for that. But what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to get the shifter in. I just want to get everything up in there. I don't have a drive shaft yet, but this is big enough. I should be able to move things around and get it in there without having to worry about the exhaust in the way. So just so you can get a look, here's the wideband. I'm going to drill that. I'm going to have to pull that pipe off, but this is the wideband O2 gauge. Inside the box here comes a bunch of stuff, actually. Let me see if I can get this out without doing too much damage, but it's a oh, they got it screwed in here, but it's very simple. I'm going to mount it in the material I have, but it comes with a very nice harness. It comes with the O2 bung. Sensor bung that I need to weld in. Actually have an extra one. Comes with a rubber band, which I'm unclear, probably to take up the slack in the harness. But this is nice. Comes with a very nice harness, full harness for the sensor and the gauge. And then you have your pigtail that wires into the gauge, and you have your actual O2 sensor. And this is nice, you know, this gets, I'll probably put in some real simple clamps to hold it up against the frame rail or something like that, but I'm going to get some of this stuff done. This is the tedious stuff that takes forever to do, but I need to do it. And this is nice because I think all I got to do is drill the hole for this, drop it in, weld it up, and we're good to go. So this should actually be pretty straightforward. I'll do that. I'll probably do that today before I get the exhaust up, because otherwise it's going to be a huge hemorrhoid to get the rest of that thing in there. So get that out of the way. Alright guys, we're here with the shifter. What I was telling you before, I was going to do the exhaust. You saw that I showed you the wideband. I have a B&M Quicksilver shifter. It's for the 4-speed automatic for this car. I'm just going through some of the stuff in the direction. They give you a lot of stuff. So, I mean, this is the console for it. I have to spray this the color that I had before. You have the shifter cable, comes with it. They give you a nice set of instructions. I have them kind of spread out here. Shifter knob, gear select, top of the shifter. It's a nice chrome shifter knob for it. I'm not sure if I'll keep it chrome or paint it. And then the top of the bezel for it that you put your gear select in. Boot for the cable going through the floor. Actually, I'm sorry, this goes through the actual shifter itself. But this is actually the boot that goes over the shifter like this inside your console right here on the top of the console. Apologies. A lot of hardware. Give you a lot of different hardware. Bunch of switches, neutral safety switches, the harness that goes with that. So that's good. I can wire that into the car. Make sure you have tail lights and backup lights. And then they give you pretty much every damn bracket for every 4-speed or 3-speed transmission you need. And that's fantastic because I feel like a horse's ass. I bought the extra kit. So now I have an extra kit. If anybody needs one, hit me up there. The email below. But this will be able to mount to a 4L80E if you have it and you're looking to use a shifter from B&M. But yeah, so I don't need that now. So we'll put that guy back down. We'll throw that down here in my extra stuff box. But what I'm going to end up doing is getting in there. One of the things that they do mention right off the bat in the installation, I don't know if you have to see it, the 4-speed transmission automatics. You got to remove the 3-speed limiter blocker pin and E-clips in figure 1. So if you go here in figure 1, this is the 3-speed limiter blocker pin and E-clips. It's probably a little distorted, so I apologize. But it's the back one. It's this guy. If you're looking at the shifter from this angle here, it's that guy back there. So this clip, you'll want to pull that one off. And I believe you got to pull the pin out, if I read that correctly. But yeah, 3-speed limiter blocker pin and the E-clips indicated in figure 1. So let's see, park limiter blocker pin and E-clips for Chrysler and Fords only. Okay, so it looks like you got to pull that guy out too. And then there's an E-clip here for whatever reason, which I believe is for the shifter cable. But yeah, so what it sounds like is you got to get this one and that one. And remove them because the park limiter blocker pin and E-clips are for the Chrysler and Fords only. So that also has to come out. So make sure you read the instructions very carefully for your transmission because literally one shift can destroy your transmission. But I just kind of going through everything. I showed you some of the parts. Here's the shifter itself. It's very nice. B&M always has great stuff. I said in the other car. Was very happy. With that shifter, never had an issue. Beat on it for like 8 years. So, and now the car's been sitting for quite a bit longer than that. But yeah, let's start getting this stuff in the car, guys. Here we are inside the car. The new shifter is in. I did a couple little cheap tricks I have. Sorry, I got a little clips action there, but you can see what I ended up doing is I used some sheet metal screws in here. Along there. They give you supplied hardware, but I actually was able to use a couple of the holes from the original shifter here. You can see this one here. Oh man, that's rough. The shadow is really bad, but there's one here, and then there's one here. And this carpet is something I threw in the car during my race days. It's staying in here for now because I don't care as much about the interior for what it is. I mean, the thing's gutted out. As you can see, it's got the roll bar in here that I painted. I welded it in, but this was before I really knew what I was doing welding, so it'll get the job done, but it's not the best. This car isn't a barn burner at this point anyway, so I'll clean it all up in here real nice. But so she's in, so now you can actually see it, in action. But you would go. So this is park. Then it's then it would be reverse. Then it would be neutral, and then it would be. Then this is drive. Okay. Now what you're going to do is this drops down into a, see, now it drops down to a gate, and you can actually do, so that's 4-1. So now it's all the way down in the first gear. I'm sorry if it's a little clunky there, apologize. But now it's 1, so that's 2, 3, overdrive. And in overdrive, you kind of bring it out. So, okay, so it's 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 4. All right, and that one is back into neutral again, right? So you can kind of coast in neutral. But then if you want to, you get it like that, and boom, neutral, whoop, park, reverse, and then it's park. There seems to be something here. I got to figure out what the hell that is, because I'm not 100% sure what the heck that is, but it may be just a way to get it into the other detent. But we'll figure it out once we get it on the car. But we're making progress. Okay, YouTubers, we're back. We are under the car. I'm going to reorient you a little bit. Actually, I'm going to bring you over here so that you can see it. I don't know if you can see it too well. We're underneath the car. I'm going to angle you up a little bit more so you can see. Okay, so there's the bracket. It's mounted in place. There's the shifter lever. It's actually very easy to put in. No complaints thus far. Just you got to be methodical and slowly work through it. So let me just get you kind of positioned here. Gonna back this up. See a little better from back here. Hopefully you can see. One of the things that I'm doing right now, I got to drill these brackets because the holes in it are never big enough. But what I want to do is there's a boss here on the side that has just a hole here that I can get some of these harnesses in here to get them out of the way, because I want to keep them clear of the exhaust, which will be coming in here very, very soon. But for now, I'm just going to get this kind of pinched together, and actually, since this flows pretty freely, I'm going to pinch this guy together, thread it through both of them, because it drills decently enough, but you definitely, without a doubt, you have to put it inside a vise to do it, or you have to have like the strongest grip on the planet. So that's a 13. So what I'm going to do, and I apologize for blocking your view here, but I'm going to get in here with my trusty old drill, get this on here so I can get it kind of positioned, and we're going to run her in. Boom. Whoa. Went for a ride. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Went for a ride there, but there you go. Now it keeps the 480s, connectors, and everything out of the way. It's not crunching anything down, and we're in there. We're nice and tight. We're held in, so we're good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop out underneath it, shift it, and we're going to take a look to see whether or not, actually you'll see whether or not the thing shifts before I do. So I'm going to adjust you back up a little bit, because when you took a spill you moved. But here we go. I'm going to get out from underneath the car. Just a couple things before I go here. This, you put the spacers in. You got to, for a 4L80E, you need M8 125 thread by 25 millimeter screws. They mention that to you in the directions, which are laying around here somewhere. Actually, yeah, in this view, you can see it right there. M8, it's an M8 by 1.25 thread, 25 millimeter long bolt. And then one of the other things I'm going to do is, since this is in here, I'm also going to put another one of these guys over here, just to hold the cable in place, because as you're driving around, this thing's going to want to move around. So let me get out of here. It's going to take me a second, and we're going to see if this thing shifts. We won't know until we fire the car up and get a drive shaft in. But all right, let's see. All right, so we're in park. All right, it moved. That's good. That's a good sign. And another gear. Now we're in drive, and we go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Feels like it's in. Alright. Doesn't feel like there's any issue there. Let's go take a look and see. Come back under and see if it moves. So, unless the cable violently snapped or... Alright, I'm looking from here. Looks like we're in business. Looks like this guy will shifted the gear. So let's see if I can get it back up into park again. And I'm going to tighten some things up once I'm done. But let's see. So we go 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. There we go. And we are up. And then that's out and up. And this should be again. And it should be park. All right. May have to play with this a little bit, but she's definitely in park. Everything appears to be good. Everything looks good up here. I don't know if you can hear me talking, but it looks good up from up there. So I think we're good. We're good to go on this. I'm going to have to modify a couple things to, obviously get this stuff to hold in place. But it's just these little things that take forever to get stuff done. But I'm just checking the trans lines there, easy enough to get to. So I'm gonna have to. I think what I'm gonna do, actually, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that before let me drag you out of here. Now I got this in here. All right, so I'm dragging you out. Sorry about that. I'm gonna get an extreme close up of my fat head there. All right. Ugh. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now. Actually, I'm probably going to run out and meet my family for dinner, but this will probably be the end for it. It's the shifter install. Everything else is fairly straightforward, and I'm sorry it's dark in here. You can't see too well, unfortunately, because the lights under the car, but the rest of it is just fairly academic. It's putting these parts in over here, the bezel, cutting the bezel, the console, and putting the rest of the small parts in. But I got the quote-unquote the hard part done, and then I'll get the rest of it. I got some wiring I need to do. All of it's straightforward, so I won't bore you with that. I'll do that eventually. You can see here's the exhaust. Trying to fit that in, then I realized, oh, wait a minute. I actually have to put a O2 sensor in here somewhere for my wideband. So I'll probably put it in this pipe. Or maybe this one. I got to see once I fit them in there for a second. Just get a second look at it. But I'm gonna put that part in, and there you go. Shifter's installed. Really straightforward. B&M, awesome product. Love your stuff, man. Thanks a lot, guys. If it's your first time here, please hit the subscribe button, like, comment, all that good stuff. I gotta say the same spiel. If you need to reach me, it's 79bandit@gmail.com below. Stay tuned. I still owe you guys that tutorial on the accessory drive there, so I'm going to continue working on this guy. I'll keep bringing you clips of how I put my fuel line in. I'm going to do the trans lines next, just because once I put that exhaust in, that's going to be a bear to deal with. So take care, guys, and thanks for watching.